Hey, welcome to the Type 2 Diabetes Brotherhood. If you're looking to stop insulin resistance, if you're looking to reverse Type 2 diabetes, any of that kind of stuff, this is the place for you. I'm Adrian, the recovered Type 2 diabetic. It's exactly what I did. Back in 2023, I was diagnosed with Type 2 diabetes, and I put an end to that real fucking fast. So yeah, if you guys are interested, stick around because I'm going to show you the results of my continuous glucose monitor, and we're going to show the interface of what I ate an entire day, what my blood sugars did. Today I'm on a 24-hour fast, and today's Monday, June the 2nd of 2025. And yeah, I had a hell of a day. First of all, am I hungry right now? Not really. I've been intermittent fasting since, let me see here, since about 11 o'clock. And I'll go through all the details of what I ate. But yeah, I just kind of want to get you guys familiar with what you guys are going to see today, what you're going to hear. And basically, you know, a lot of channels, I think when I was first starting out with type 2 diabetes, I was trying to find something that made sense to me, that worked. And the problem that I found is that a lot of people were just kind of telling me what to do instead of showing me. And the problem was that a lot of stuff that I tried out didn't work. Some of it did. So it was a lot of trial and error, and it was very frustrating. I know where you guys are coming from, what you're feeling, what it tastes like, what it smells like, right? I was there, and it's very frustrating. Lots of anxiety, anger, frustration, so many different moods, right? So I've built something here for the guys, the average guy who wants to defeat type 2 diabetes like I did and really see for himself, right? I offer tips and stuff like that, and, you know, one of the tips I can give you guys is that my blood sugars have been high because of the weekend. And when I say high, it's not really super high, but I like to be in the exact normal range. And if you guys follow me, you guys know that I purposefully, like intentionally got myself up to pre-diabetes levels by just consuming too much protein and fruits and stuff like that. And I managed to be able to get it back down. I did this because I'm a show fucking pony. And I thought that it would be something really exciting and interesting for people to actually see. Because again, instead of telling you guys, I wanted to show you. And I thought, what better way to show you than to just do it, right? So you might think I'm crazy, but this is the kind of shit that I wish I would have been exposed to or exposed myself to when I was first starting out. So yeah. So it's easy. I call it pump and dump. If you guys follow me, this is what you're going to hear all the time. And basically what I did is over the weekend, you know, I don't mean to eat this much food, but I am a content creator and I create and invent recipes that exist nowhere else. I also blood sugar test them so you don't have to. Not to say that it'll have the exact same effects on all of you. We're all in each individual little unique snowflake. But yeah, I don't make a habit of drinking diet sodas all the time or making all these desserts. In fact, an entire week from Monday to Friday, I don't really eat any desserts at all, normally. All right, so Saturday, Sunday is like my filming day. I'll try to pack in as much food as possible. That sometimes elevates me up to, like this morning, I woke up at 100 milligrams per deciliter. Anything above 99 is considered pre-diabetic, but I'm not too concerned because I said I'm like the Bruce Lee, Mike Tyson of type 2 diabetes. And it's normal, right? I think even normal people, guys, if you wake up and your fasting blood sugar is above 99, occasionally, it's not a huge deal. I don't think that people make a big deal about it because not everybody's wearing a continuous glucose monitor. I guarantee you if the average Joe had a continuous glucose monitor, which basically reads your blood sugars every 5 minutes intervals and 24/7 when you're sleeping, whatever, dude, if you're going through stress, it's going to show you the effects of that kind of stuff. But I don't think people make a big deal about it because it's pretty much like I like to equate driving a vehicle around, representing your body, and all you have is a steering wheel, a gas pedal, and a brake pedal, but you have no speedometer, you have no gas gauge, you have no odometer to see where you're, you know, how far you're going, what your progress is, and you sure as hell don't know how much sugar you have in the tank, right? So the average Joe, if you look at statistics, and I've seen this for myself on some TikTok videos where this one guy is a bodybuilder, right? He ate sushi and it spiked his blood sugar all the way to 200 milligrams per deciliter. Came back down within 2 hours. But the fact is that the science, if you need science, is actually saying that the average Joe really hits like full-blown type 2 diabetes levels of milligrams per deciliter for blood sugars, but it comes back down within 2 hours, right? Because the science also says like normal is to hit 140 milligrams per deciliter. As long as it falls back down under 20, right, then you're in good condition. And I kind of believe in this kind of stuff a little bit, as far as not that 140 is healthy. I do not like hitting 140. For diabetics, they're saying that it's healthy and normal to hit 180 milligrams per deciliter as long as it comes back down. I think that's just bullshit. Like, you should not be eating foods that spike your sugar like that all the time. Maybe on occasion, but for me, you know, I'm a little bit hardcore, and, you know, I don't expect everybody to do what I've done, but, you know, I still eat sushi every once in a while, right? Last time I ate sushi, it spiked me to 166 milligrams per deciliter. Now, what I did is I took a nice healthy shot of some apple cider vinegar, and also took a berberine pill, because just as an experiment, I've never done that before. So it actually stopped the spike. I think at one time eating sushi, it got closer to 180. That was just with apple cider vinegar. I have not conducted this experiment without anything yet, but that's probably going to be my next move. But yeah, yeah, I like to invent new foods and stuff like that. This past week, I actually made, spoiler alert, a pastrami sandwich. I haven't had one of those in, I don't know, since I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I was just really, really fucking craving it. And I made a low carb version. So that's kind of what I do around here. I make low carb, diabetic friendly versions of all these different foods. One of them is a Nutella. And I made this with natural sweeteners, you know, 0-calorie sweeteners, not table sugar or anything like that. I think I used a monk fruit sweetener in it, and it came out delicious. Because I have reverse type 2 diabetes, I'm able to eat fruit. So I did this like probably about 10 strawberries cut in half with the Nutella, and did absolutely nothing to my blood sugars. But guys, I've already been through the gamut of reversing type 2 diabetes, so I'm able to kind of do that kind of thing. So one thing too I want to say about fruit, since I brought that up, is that if you are in the process of reversing type 2 diabetes, just stay the fuck away from fruit for a while. I would say at least 3 months. Get yourself a continuous glucose monitor. I'm working on getting everybody a deal here. The company's lagging. They're supposed to give you guys like a 10-20% discount. And I really recommend the one that I use, because it's one of the only that you can actually calibrate. Like, for instance, today I did a calibration, and my CGM says I was 106, and I was actually at like 93 milligrams per deciliter. So if I wake up in the morning and I'm at 106, let's just say, right, as far as my continuous glucose monitor, if it's not calibrated right, I would rather wake up in the morning with a fasted blood sugar knowing that I'm at 93 milligrams per deciliter. That's a big difference. So some people say, you don't have to really worry about it too much. In my book, that makes a huge difference. So yeah, man, I got all kinds of tips and stuff to share with you guys. I just need to know what you guys are concerned with, where you guys need help. Because I just constantly, like, throughout my day, will think of stuff, like, and try to remember what it's like. Because it's been over a year and a half, and I'm like, well, all these little cookies and all these little tips and stuff start to come back. And I did a horrible job of recording it when I was going through the process, because I was, you know, there was a lot of emotional shit, stress, and all that. You know, to put it in perspective too, guys, I'm a single dad. I got a special needs daughter, 17 years old, still in diapers. I do lives on another channel about diabetes, and like, I'll get interrupted, right? And I don't mind it. It's my daughter. I love her. But I'm looking to do lives on this channel too. I just need a couple more subscribers. So if you don't mind and you like what you're hearing, subscribe and share this shit. Help me get there, because I want to answer your questions in real time, show you guys real, like, blood sugar experiments so you can see for yourself. But yeah, I love my daughter, but there's no way I can really sit down and do these things without being interrupted sometimes. So it's just a quick break where I have to go change her diaper and then come right back. But I am thinking of doing these lives here on this channel probably around like noon every day or something, once I hit 50 subscribers. Right now it's a slow growth. I've been posting every single day to see how it goes. But yeah, trying to find stuff that's relevant and that's helpful for you guys. So you guys got a comment, let me know. And yeah, that's pretty much the wrap. yeah, I got myself, my blood sugar's high, and I'm doing a pump and dump, and I'm going to show you guys the interface to my continuous glucose monitor right now. So let's check out the blood sugars for today. All right, so here we are. I'll go over the interface real quick. This is the milligrams per deciliter, and that'll change as this needle moves around here. As you can see, the time's up there, and this thing says it's not paired. It's working though. It just won't give me all the other data and stuff, because usually I have it here on my iPhone, which I'm using to record. But yeah, and then this gray zone here is the optimal glucose range. And this is where you want to stay. It's between 120 milligrams per deciliter to 80. Now, I think going down to the 70s is perfectly fine. In fact, my preferable blood sugars is anywhere from like the optimal range for me is like 86 milligrams per deciliter. And this comes from Dr. Bernstein, the late Dr. Bernstein. And he said, you know, he was treating people from diabetes for like 50 years, something crazy. He actually had type 1 diabetes, and he was one of the first to use a glucometer to help himself and to help develop the technology. But he was saying, out of his many decades of experience, the people who remained as close to like 86 milligrams per deciliter seemed to be the sweet spot. They lived the longest, the healthiest. So I don't know, I kind of go off for that. In this gray zone though, you can see where the optimal glucose range is. I like to be on this half line right here as much as I can, but it's okay to be up and down in this area here during the day. But like in the morning, I want to be below that. I like to be anywhere from like 80, like lower 80s to lower 90s. Once you start hitting like 99 milligrams per deciliter right when you wake up, that's kind of a sign that you need to pump and dump. You need to get rid of some of them sugars in your body. And just think about those sugars, like the accumulation of them is like the muscles in your body, like a sponge, and you have all this sugar kind of being dispersed inside your body. And it isn't until you stop putting more sugar in there and start exercising that it starts to like dehydrate, right? It starts to be used up as fuel, and then you have less and less and less. So yeah, this morning I woke up at 6 a.m. and I was 100 milligrams per deciliter, give or take here. I'm going to say definitely 100. And that's perfectly fine. Like I said, it doesn't happen to me all the time. But I know I need to do a pump and dump here, so that's exactly what I did today. So yeah, as my morning went, I didn't really have much of a dawn phenomenon when I was waking up in the morning. That's really strange. I think I've just taken so much of the blood sugars out of my body, I just don't have one anymore. And probably I do extensive activity. Like, I'm not your normal average Joe. I'm a roofing contractor by trade. I own my own business, so I'm always moving around. So I think I spend up a lot of that sugar. But you can see it started to kind of spike up over here a little bit. Nothing much, no, not too much drama. But this is, I had a sparkling lemon water. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I had a protein shake. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I try to usually eat at 9 a.m. That's like my sweet spot. If I eat these 2 meals within 9 a.m. and then don't eat for the rest of the day until the next day, I feel really great like I do right now. I'm not even really hungry at all, like at all. Like, I feel really, really good. And I know it's something difficult for people to try out, but it's kind of like working out like a muscle. Like, once your body gets used to intermittent fasting and you do it for the same time, it like your body preps itself, right? It has like memory. So like you can go through the whole entire day and you'll feel just fine. You just got to get a couple under your belt and figure out what works best for you. The other reason I like to do a feeding window at early in the morning is because as I go throughout the whole entire day, as you see, as I move this needle, that you start burning up all those sugars in your body. Whereas if you ate dinner, whoops, what the heck happened here? There we go. Whereas if you eat later in the day, like say dinner, you load up your entire body. You're not moving around. Your body has to churn and digest all that food. And then you end up having a higher blood sugar reading in the morning, your fasted blood sugars when you wake up. So, and you know, if you don't have breakfast throughout the day, you know, it depends. Everybody's different. But for me, being a hard, labor intensive individual, it keeps me full and satiated throughout the day. And I kind of like that. Like, it's the best sweet spot that I found for the 24-hour fast. And as I said, I try to do, depending on my blood sugars, I'll do at least one 24-hour fast a week. Monday is the best day because after I ate in the weekend, I loaded up a bunch of sugars, right? And then I get to pump and dump it on Monday, and that makes Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday a lot smoother as far as the blood sugar levels. So that's why I choose to do it Monday. And the beautiful thing is it's completely interchangeable. Like you can, if I fucked up on Monday, I could just do it on Tuesday, right? If something pops up, and sometimes it does with work, family life, your love life, whatever, you can always interchange these things around. You don't have to stick to a like exact schedule. Like what I just love is thinking outside the box. Everybody likes to compartmentalize everything and make everything so fucking complicated. It doesn't have to be that way. So yeah. So I had that 50-gram protein shake, and you can see it didn't really have much of an effect on my blood sugar. I reversed it because usually I eat my protein first, and I always recommend to eat your protein. I live a very low carb diet, but there's you can't get away from 100% carbs. But eat your calories and your carbs first, then have liquid, because liquid just seems to like immediately go into your bloodstream. So I wanted to see what was going to happen today. And yeah, not much. This is a little gap here. I don't know. I stepped away from my continuous glucose monitor for a minute. And, if you're more than 30 feet away for a prolonged period of time, it'll actually do this where it'll skip. Like it just kind of relapses. One of the things I have found though, is if you have a watch that's connected to the CGM, you can leave your phone alone, but that's the downside. You always have to have a device that's reading it close to you. So yeah, that's one of the downers on it. But yeah, I had a very healthy dose of, this was my machaca. This is onions, bell peppers, a little bit of cheese, a jalapeno, some beef tallow that I rendered, and then also shredded beef. This was probably I'm going to say more than half a pound of meat for sure. And yeah, it was really delicious. I didn't even need any salsa or anything on it. Just put some salt and pepper and a little bit of garlic seasoning. And that's what I had for breakfast. But that's where it started and that's where it stopped. Normally, I don't eat this late. I just had some shit happen. Normally, I try to eat at 9 a.m. I'll have my breakfast. And then around 9:30 before 10 a.m. within that 1 hour window, I'll finish. So today got fucked up. But that's no big deal, right? Because it's still working. And I'll show you guys. Let's keep going here. There's nothing more to show you because I didn't eat anything today. I did get a couple walks today. So I took the whole day off and I've just been editing videos and stuff and trying to come up with concepts to share with you guys. So did probably about an hour and a half of walking and filming today. But as you can see, as the day progressed, we're up here at the upper, just above 110. And everything slowly starts to decline. This is that pump and dump, guys, right here. That's the pump and dump. As the longer you go without food and you start exercising, the more your blood sugars, the sugar in your body starts to get used up. So right about here is when I tested my blood sugars, which were 102. Was it right there? Was it 102? Yeah, it was 100. Yeah, it was 102. I think, no, it was 103. No, I'm sorry, about 102. Yeah, I checked my blood sugars and it was actually 93, I think. And that's where I did the check, where I did a recalibration of the sensor and it automatically just dropped it down to 94. You guys got to remember too, the glucometer is what I use to measure my blood sugars. As I saw my blood sugars were high, I'm like, that looks awfully peculiar. Let me double check. I use the glucometer, the finger stick. Well, the finger stick is instantaneous. That just happens now. It gives you that exact window and that exact moment, but that's it. This thing lags behind. It doesn't measure blood. It actually goes in between your skin and your muscle, called the interstitial fluid. So it's about 10 to 15 minutes behind a finger stick. So it needs time to kind of develop. So that's why I don't think it hit 93 right away, because during that time blood sugar went up 1 point, so it landed on 94. Just thought I would share that information with you guys. And yeah, this little V thing, I can tell that's a compression dip. I was just doing some editing on the couch and I was laying on my back, so I was probably pressing the sensor into my skin. I know that because when you see this awkward little strange little dip right here where it goes down then spikes right back up, that's kind of telling you you've had some pressure put on it. Happens sometimes when I take a shower too. I don't know what it is, the hot water. I've been in jacuzzi, same thing. It'll just take it down, which is really weird because when I first started out, it gave me a spike. I was in the jacuzzi one time and I was like, I wonder what this jacuzzi's doing to me. Let me take a look. And I was like, holy shit, my blood sugar's spiking. Did a finger stick on the glucometer and was like, oh, I'm totally normal. Hung my arm out of the water for a while and then it returned back. It was like this sharp spike and then came back to normal. And you could tell too, because the range, like, see how this dip here? It's from here, it goes back down and then up. Now, if it went down and then it spiked straight up, that would be something different. I think there's something going on, but it also could be a faulty sensor. But yeah, it's pretty late here right now, guys. As I sit here filming this, I'm actually down to 85 milligrams per deciliter. We're going to see what happens during the entire morning. That's when you get really low measurements. But also, if I wake up tomorrow morning and I'm still relatively high, I might do another 24-hour fast. I don't know. I might return to normal. That's what I love about this whole thing, is I can just play around with it. I can adjust things as needed, but I have that window. Remember, guys, I was telling, it's like driving your car around without a speedometer or a gas tank or a gas gauge. This is your gas gauge. This is a window into your body. This is the way you can tell exactly what's happening 24/7, no matter what, while you're sleeping, while you're showering, while you're in the jacuzzi, going through stress, eating, whatever. This continuous glucose monitor does not lie. And that's why I'm so excited about helping you guys out about this whole channel, because it all goes on this. I also do a lot of my own blood labs all the time. So I'm showing you my cholesterol, which I need to check. My doctors haven't sent me all that yet, but I check my A1C, my fasting sugars, everything. So it coincides with this. You have everything you need, you know, to be convinced or to actually see for yourself, is this real or is this false, right? So yeah, super excited about that. This is the time and range. I didn't explain about that. I'm 100% time and range. If you guys follow me, you guys know I always strive to be 100. I don't want you guys to measure yourself if you start doing this to get to 100, because it's very difficult. I do this because I'm a show pony. I have to show that I'm professional, that I know exactly what it is that I'm doing. So it makes me look way fucking better when I'm 100% time and range. Otherwise, you guys probably wouldn't listen to what I say. So that's the hard work that I do, so you guys don't have to. But I still think you should strive for it, definitely. And if you guys are hitting like anywhere from 80 to 100, if you're in that range, you're still doing good, man. Don't beat the hell out of yourself. But I say fuck it, man. Go for 100 though if you can. So all right, that's the show, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.